So let me introduce to you now the panelists and the moderator, and you're more than welcome to give them a gentle, warm Monday morning round of applause as they come to the stage. Please welcome from Concept Factory, Mr. Adrian Posteuca. We also have from Sourceless, Alexandru Stratulat. From Farmxyz, Alex Mincu. From Motion Software, Christo Peev. From Bware Labs, Flavian, Manea. And the moderator who's going to shape this conversation in the right way, certainly, from Sense for Fit, Mr. Antonio Enache.
Good morning, everyone. How are you feeling? This is the day 2, so let's clap again to get the energy higher on the room. Great. I hope you didn't drink too much last night at the party. Who was at the party? Oh, that's perfect. So I can see all the eyes. So it's good. Good. So I'm happy and grateful for all my panelists. We don't have any girls, so I don't know why. I didn't want to put it here, but I think we can handle it, right? So we have a lot of people with experience here, and I think the topic it's awesome. Everybody's here because of Web3, right? Everybody's here because of the blockchain. Everybody's here because of the metaverse and the NFTs and so on. So the main topic, as you know, the question is, when do we need Web3 and when we don't? If we don't, right? And we're going to share, and that's the main question, and we're going to start with this. And in my opinion, but that's my opinion, and this is why we are on a panel, to share ideas and share our own opinion about everything. So don't try to buy other opinion, be straight with what your feelings and be authentic. If you don't believe in something, say it. If it, I don't know, in your opinion, something don't catch with Web3 or I don't know, some business, you can say it, but in the same time, I invite you, for everybody to understand, we don't have the 100 truth here. So if we say something, you don't need to believe us 100%. If you feel something in your heart and you have an idea, go and make more research and do it like you want to do it, right? So it's very important for every single of us. So let's go straight. We're going to start from the right to the corner, and we're going to start again with the question: when do we need Web3 and when we don't?
Hello, I'm Flavian. I'm the CEO of Bware Labs, and very nice to see you guys here. So let me just get straight to the point. Usually, that's not a straight answer. So the main problem is what characteristics of the blockchain do we really need, or from the Web3 in our daily lives. Going from that assumption, we can see, for example, that things like data availability or transparency or public available information are clearly one segment where Web3 is very useful. But for example, if we have data that is not meant to be publicly available, like private information, Web3 is not necessarily the, or at least at the moment, not the best way to use it. Like having contracts on the, like physical contracts with private information, to have it on the blockchain is not really a good idea. There are steps being taken at the moment for solving this kind of issues. So ZK technology is one way of achieving that, like having proofs of someone owning a document. So that's one use case that might solve that issue. If I were to think of another place where Web3 might not be useful, in things like temporary data, like streaming, or things that require a lot of data to be stored. That's also not very useful in Web3, because we have a limited amount of space that you can use, especially on Ethereum. So that's not really suitable for using Web3.
Good, thank you.
Hello everyone. Yeah, Web3, exciting future ahead from what I've seen and from my previous experience. Actually, I believe Web3 is becoming a fundamental technology, as fundamental as, for example, electronic banking is nowadays, because none of us here can operate, exist, run a business, pay her bills without electronic banking. And we see this trend that in the very near future, same will be for smart contracts. Probably they will become integral part of founding a company, paying your bills, hiring employees in your company, and many other vital things that we do. Actually, it's inevitable because this technology gives, as we all know here, way higher levels of transparency, trust, and security. And given that we have that in hand, I don't think anyone will waste it. So definitely, once that's well understood and more people know how Web3 works, it will get adopted across our lives at many dimensions. For sure there will be things and places where we don't use it. For example, if you want to plant a tree or if you want to feed your dog, maybe Web3 won't be the right technology at hand, but for the things that it's designed to, I believe that's definitely what's coming.
Depends how many trees you have, because if you have a lot, maybe you can tokenize the farm and you can sell it, right? Through NFTs, so we can bring ideas on the table, maybe.
Yes, I think we have to look at Web3 from all perspectives. Talking about augmented virtual reality, blockchain, metaverse, anything like this. I think the Web3 will be part of our life in the future as internet is today. There is no business right now without internet. So for sure in the future, or right now, Web3 is going to be integrated in our life step by step. Right now we don't know how to use internet or Web3 to, I don't know, some technologies or some businesses. But in the future, everybody will have a Web3 device, an internet that is integrated with 3D, with augmented reality, with blockchain. So it will be, I advise my clients to look towards Web3 because it's going to be like a website in the future. You don't have a website, you don't have a business. So talking about homes, you can have about trees, you can have an augmented reality saying, look, you need to add more water today because today is not a rainy day, or you need to add more fertilizer. So things like that in the future are going to be something that we're going to use it as we use today the phones. How many of you don't have a smartphone? Raise your hands. So this is how the Web3 is going to be in the future. This is how the metaverse. You're talking about different parts of technology, blockchain, but if you look at the whole environment of the Web3, we have to look at augmented virtual reality, blockchain, everything. And I think, yes, Web3 is going to be a big part of our life. It's going to be, we have to look at now towards that.
Thank you.
My opinion is that there is no part of, let's say, Web3 is not functional. It depends on how our point of view regarding the web. If we are thinking on the web part in which we own, we share, we are transparent, we are anonymous, actually it's not a matter of why not, it's not a matter of anything else, it's just the next normal upgrade, as in everything, from horses to cars and so on. So in my opinion, it's just a very new technology in which we don't, at this moment, we don't know how to apply, how to build over, and how to really connect each other as digital identity and even digital identity for IoT. If we mix this also with artificial intelligence, then we have something that everyone can use over the blockchain. So, in my opinion, everything is, let's say, just a matter of time. Web 1, Web 2, and the others, Web 3 is something that will be a normality in the next future. And if we look on history, look on the .com boom and everything, it's actually the same. But in a few years, everyone will really see, even on big data or streaming and so on, why shouldn't I share 1 megabyte of the same video, stream it, it's cheaper, it's faster, it's peer-to-peer. Until today, until the blockchain, let's say, the first smart contract, peer-to-peer was the fastest, as we know, connection between two devices. And with the blockchain, we have that encrypted on real time. So actually, just a matter of time. So in my personal opinion, is not, we don't need. No one will ask us. It's something that's normal.
Okay, so I think I'm keeping the most moderate opinion of the bunch here. I think Web3 will become one of the common tools out of the IT toolchain, right? So just like you have big data, AI, storage, cloud infrastructure, and so on and so forth, Web3 will be one of the common tools that anybody and any person that builds a solution for the public will be able to use. Now, we've got clear use cases where Web3 is already shown to be way better than anything else, right? The financial use cases, all of the financial world will probably be reconstructed based on Web3. It's already in progress and will only accelerate in the following years. NFTs have brought a lot of value and a lot of new interesting use cases. Even POAPs, I'm sure, will be a really interesting addition to the field. Of course, there are other tools that we and uses that we can't really see, but I think it's gonna be, right, it will have to be a mix, because especially Web3 won't be able to handle everything, and it doesn't have to, right? It will only have to handle the stuff that it's really good at.
Good. So we're going to move forward. By the way, my opinion is everything we do in Web 2 can be done in Web 3, but in a decentralized manner. So when I started my own business 16 years ago, I started in the Web 1, right? We had the sites, we have the basic internet, right? Web 2, it's about social media. Web 2 help us to connect each other, everybody. And Web 3 is more about decentralized. You have the ownership. You have the possibility to really have the ownership. And this is why even, we have now social media platforms that they are building on Web 3. Don't have too much traction because they're at the beginning. But, to really have the ownership there, it's crazy. So when I started to think about my business, if my business can be on Web 3, it started for myself 2 years ago. And instead of you guys, my business is more a product. I'm in the fitness industry. I'm in the health and wellness industry. So my main question was, how can my fitness gyms can be on Web 3? And second, how my online community can be on Web 3 using my wellness ecosystem that help them to be in the best shape of their life. So we stayed several months, and now our gameplay is absolutely outstanding and is based on Web 3, and not just, our team is excited, but thousands of people are excited about what we've done there. Imagine, we have physical gyms, we tokenize the gyms. We give you the chance to really buy a part of the gym, invest in the gym. Second, for the fitness field, imagine when you go to Web 2, you can fake it a lot. And now, because we have smart contracts in the back, each person that do a workout have an NFT in the back. We track the progress with the tracker, and you see the reality on the blockchain. If you're a cheater, or if you really do it. So if you really do the workout, we can see on the blockchain. So it's decentralized. How you can cheat it? It's impossible, right? So that's awesome. I couldn't believe at the beginning that we can give like a fully transparency for the fitness, because we live in a fake world. In Web 2, for me, I didn't like Web 2 too much because everything was fake on social media, right? 99% is, we have a mask there. And to be able to take the mask off, you need to show the reality. This is why a lot of people love now decentralized and Web 3, because we give people the possibility to take the mask off and have a different reality. So let's move forward. And the question is how we can really, share profits with our community, with the business idea. So imagine I'm a singer, okay? Or imagine even my business in fitness. Before, I was the only guy that made the money in the fitness field, with thousands of people in my community and sells millions of dollars every single year with the supplement and the membership and so on. And now I give to my community the possibility to be in the game, to have something from the cake, right? Because they have the NFTs, they have the token, they have the possibility to be with us, to be part of it, because of the Web3, because of the blockchain, because of the smart contract, like you said. So give us an approach here from your side, because you have your personal experience with your own companies. And I think your personal experience is better than really just give something that, you come in your mind. So, how you can use the technology to be able to give skin in the game for us, even with your company. If your company don't give this, no problem. But I think even, for example, your company give the possibility for other engineers, right, to come, other developers to come and really do something. So what's your vision here with Web3? How we really can give skin in the game for the mass of people with your product?
So with our
it's clear, the question for you?
with our product, we offer infrastructure for developers. So people that want to build on Web3 can simply come to our website and get an API and start developing right away. So for us, in the way where we can give something back to the community is to partner with the developers and with the people that are also running infrastructure. By decentralizing, in our project, we are decentralizing the infrastructure part. So if you think of Uber, that has drivers and people that need to go from one place to the other. On our project, there are builders, developers, and at the same time, people that have infrastructure. So our goal is to be the middleman and make an incentive model for people that run infrastructure to come to our platform and add their resources there, and people that are building to use that infrastructure. So that's our view of giving back to the community. It's a win-win situation.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah, going back to the question how general businesses can benefit out of Web3, actually that's a great question, because we're quite early on in the journey of adopting Web3 globally, and it's still for the advanced users and experts. But we already have seen extremely powerful applications of Web3. I'll just give a few examples. Back in 2017, you all know the ICO boom. We saw thousands of companies that raised billions of dollars to the blockchain technology and Web3. Then 2020, 2021, DeFi summer, we saw so many people and organizations who started adopting DeFi and services like borrowing, lending, trading, automated market making, all kind of new things that were not available out there in any form before. Then we saw the NFTs, digital artists, traditional artists, companies started selling digital products in a trustless and global way, because when you sell an NFT, It could not be stopped by borders, it could not be stopped by sanctions, by jurisdictions and such. Anyone can buy an NFT with a MetaMask wallet, right? So these are just three of the most obvious applications that any business can adopt, either to raise money, to sell products on the internet, or to manage its own assets.
Take it.
Myself, thank you so much for the question. As a strategic advisor, I can give you 3 examples on different types of industry that I advise about getting the community back to in the Web3. First one is fashion. Imagine that you're a fashion brand, as name is Burberry or something like that. You have a very iconic check that you use, and then you ask the community to co-create, collaborate with you and create a different design, only to keep the check on the say on somewhere on the digital fashion. So then you have like 10,000 of creators from all over the world designing your next digital fashion. And that's one thing. And this is what I do as a strategic advisor in Metaverse. Second one, imagine that you are an influencer and you have an interview, let's say with Obama, but you're gonna sell part of your future interview as NFTs. And maybe in the first 5 minutes, Obama said something amazing. So you are owner of the as NFT as the first 5 minutes. So you can tokenize your interview just before having it. Because you're gonna expect to have a celebrity talking with you or something, you do something in your life today. And I saw influencers in USA selling their day, saying, look, you own the first part of my day. What you want me to do on the first, and you have the video. So you actually can tokenize different things. And now on a, let's say technical thing, I do advisory for a company that creates digital twins of cities. So by using Web3 in these types of digital twin, you can, as someone who lives in that city, you can try to change a little bit, the crossroads, say, I don't want to put the crossroads here, I want to put it here. What happens if I put a school there? What happens if I change the timing on lights? So by using this type of Web3 digital twins, you can actually create some value. You can run models in AI, and then you can easily say, look, I run this city through an AI, and I say optimize minutes of red light on this avenue can be five minutes, or I don't know. Just this is optimizing the city. And there's a very good example. If you look for Madeira, Madeira has a digital twin, a digital city, Madeira. The mayor of Madeira just created a digital twin of the city, and for sure you can do a lot of entertainment, but for the mayor and for his team, Madeira digital twin is a very good example of how to run the city in a digital twin metaverse. So these are 3 examples from different industries that can use Web3 or metaverse in a way of co-creation and bringing some skin in the game.
For the community and people.
Yes.
Thank you.
I will have an example, a real use case example regarding the music industry. 1 year ago, I will have a very short story, it's real. 1 year ago, I meet the founder of 21st Century, a music company in Germany. And since then to today, we have built that, and we are almost ready with it, music platform, let's say similar with Spotify, in which every African artist is an African, and we have now approximately 800 artists and more to come, in which we really get them, let's say, getting paid for a lot of famous songs, and without, let's say, having the middleman, middle company, and so on. So everyone can just upload their music, they are paid every time someone is listening, and as you said, it's not something you can lie. It's transparent, everyone is getting paid, and not only that, even for some famous music, like we have an example between during this time, like the song in Book of Jungle. That song, it's an African-based song, and they never got any penny for that. And actually, the one that created the song actually died poor, and everyone as a child is seeing that movie, and actually they should get money for it. We are building this, and we think we can really do some changes in this side. Not just the music, but this is a real use case.
Sorry, I have the Jungle Book on my phone. If it's run right now, I can pay you something?
Not for me, but actually for the creator.
For the artists, for the creators. Thank you so much. Next.
Okay, so I'll take the DeFi side. I think the decentralized exchanges were one of the first solutions to actually show that you can actually split revenue with your customers and start designing and interacting with different types of tokenomics and different types of reward systems for people to come in and lend them money, stake them. If you look at what GMX is doing right now, for example, they have a really interesting model of actually getting investors to come in and put money on the platform so they can use it to run the platform, and they share fees. This is a classic in DeFi. There are lots and lots of ways you can actually do it. For example, on our platform, we're sharing the transaction fees with the tokens. All transaction fees are paid in the tokens. You can do burns. There are lots of interesting ways you can actually share, and I think that's the ethos of the DeFi community, right? Everything is sharing income with the users.
Thank you so much. Let's go forward with some questions, and for sure, maybe you're curious to find more, and our MC will help us to give you the microphone. So just shake the hand if you have questions. For sure, maybe you're gonna be more. Don't be shy. So we have the first one. We have Marius Mora from Tokyo.
Hello, I have.
The microphone don't work. 1 second.
Okay, I have one question for Adrian. You said about the project in Madeira. I am pretty curious, and maybe many other people, how we can arrive there, because I think it's a real problem right now that most of us are talking every day about Web3 and all those projects, but I don't know how to get there, how to get the advantages and stuff like that. Can you explain more about the project from Madeira?
Okay, I can give you another example, a very interesting example that's, okay, it's the same. In Paris, BNP Paribas created a digital twin of Paris. The digital twin of Paris, it's used to show the investor if they worth buying or renting the apartment in every arrondissement. So if you want to buy a property, let's say in arrondissement 5 or 6 or something like that, you go on this digital twin, select the property there and say how much the rent is coming from me, or should I buy it, or should I rent it. Also, you have a map, a crime map. You have how many cars are going past by, if it's a safe for your kids or something like that. In the same thing with Madeira, they created this digital twin of the city, and they have 2 layers. One is entertainment, so you can go in Madeira and have a history lesson about Madeira. You have dragons, you have anything that's on top of that, and a very technical one that has the, let's say, the infrastructure, the real infrastructure right now, with pipes, with lights, with crossroads, and that's used for the, let's say, for the town hall. Because they give that, let's say, the city map to developers, and look, I want to have a digital twin of that, of Bucharest, of the Madeira. I want to be created as Google Maps. Imagine like Google Maps. And then on top of that, you can add and run AI models. Or you can easily change a crossroad or change some lights in a game. Let's say it's a game. But instead of using the map of the, I don't know, Mordor, use the map of Bucharest. And instead of adding, I don't know, a bridge somewhere in the city, you can add a roundabout. And run cars through that roundabout and see how many cars, how is the congestion, is good to build a roundabout or is good to build a bridge. And by doing this, it's very hard to do it in the real life. But if you do it in the 3D model, in the digital twin, and you also have data, real-time data of winds, of, I don't know, of maybe it's a highway next to it. If you have this data and run it through a digital model, you can easily get better decision as authorities.
I do have a follow-up question. It seems that it doesn't really need Web3 for this to work. I mean, what would be the implication of Web3 in this type of example?
It needs because it's a 3D model. And by using a 3D model in real time and have data in real time, for sure, this is an example. This is an example. They are building on top of this, they are building different types of, also you can go inside this model and you can alter it as you want.
So it's like a metaverse, right?
Yes.
So in my opinion, it's my personal opinion, I cannot be metaverse without the blockchain. So everything is dependent from the payment side. If you want to buy something there, just imagine, I want to pay something, I want to have an experience. If I want to buy an NFT there, and without NFT, I'm going to the real shop and show the proof. So I need the blockchain for this, and I need a lot of things for the model, even from the e-commerce side. In my opinion, the future of e-commerce is based in metaverse. To be able to do this, you need the blockchain. So this is, I think, why Web3 is relevant.
You know, we were doing that in games way before the blockchain was here, right? I mean, we've got in-game payments and everything for different virtual items. That's how NFTs were actually approved before the blockchain was here.
Right.
So, yeah, the blockchain improves stuff, improves things, but it's not necessarily required.
When I was
can do it without, but can be better with.
But you cannot test it without.
I have a small story. When I was a teenager, I played Lineage. Lineage is an online MMORPG, and there I was in the forum and reading a story about a guy from Japan who owned a very famous or very rare knife, and he borrowed it to someone else to have a fight in one night to a monster or something like that. And that guy didn't give back the knife to the right owner because he thought it's mine. So the ownership of that in that game, in Lineage, it was very famous, so something like World of Warcraft and Lineage there too. So they didn't prove the ownership, but if you had an NFT, said, look, it is mine, I can borrow it to you or something like that, they can, and they have a fight in real life over that knife. And it was all over the story about this Lineage.
Probably us, we have thousands of examples like this. We're going to take the final question there.
Hello, Adrian. While Dungeons and Dragons in the Palace of Parliament here in Romania would be an awesome thing, how about you give us an URL? You said Madeira was copied, you said Paris was copied. Can you share a URL where we can access this?
Yes.
How can people actually access this? Do we need a VR headset? Do we need a high-power computer? Can we do it by phone? yesterday and today, people have been talking a lot about things, but not very specific.
Okay.
How do you get there?
So on, I can share it with you. I think if you look for BNP Paribas digital twin, there are a lot of articles on web. I think that BNP Paribas, it's digital twin for Paribas. So if you want to invest with Paribas, they can show you this map. Madeira, I can easily, I think Madeira digital twin or something like that. It's online. It's an online game also. You can access it through your on your computer. The part of let's say entertainment part, because they give to developers. Look, you have this Madeira. I can give you the city. I can give you the name of Madeira. We have a layer of gaming that everybody can go in and play it. And we, as a town hall, have a more technical part of the game where you can use different types of, I don't know, decision can take in with AI and digital.
Okay. So we're gonna make a conclusion. So everything was important in our discussion. So we have a lot of things that happen in Web3, right? If you are thinking to build something in Web3, be sure you share your ideas with other people to really see if your idea is relevant. Second, go to a legal advisor to see if your idea is a security or it's a utility, right? To be sure you really can do this in your economy model and so on. And I think the future looks awesome. At the same time, we need to have patience and work like crazy. But for sure, we have a lot of unclear things, but this is what we have now. Thank you so much for the panel. Give them a clap, and let's have an awesome day.